I have a problem. I watch a lot of movies, lot of web series, read a lot of books. I consume a lot of content.
I have watch list, book list, YouTube playlist, Instagram save list, and stuff saved in more places than I can count.
And yet, when I sit down to watch something, there's nothing. Every app I tried is either for movies or either for books or web series, or just bad. So I did what any reasonable person would do. I built my own. And yes, I started building it after 15 days of learning Flutter. Which means this video is also a story of someone who made questionable architecture decisions that will haunt me. One more thing, I recorded this video in March 2025 and now is February. At this point, I have not even survived. It has become a pattern in my channel. Anyways, I want to make it like data flow, architecture, all of this should make sense with some interesting factors that feels interesting factor that feels interesting. Nice. I had some ambition idea and some of them I wasn't even sure I could pull it off. Spoilers, I pulled off a few. But before any of that, every app needs a dashboard and I'm obsessed with Bento Grid. I think every graphic designer has some obsession with Bento Grid. If they are not, are they even graphic designers? So that's where we start.
Okay, so we just created a project. Let's just go in lib main, and yeah, we are starting from scratch. While this thing is gradling, we can create a new folder, call it pages. Let's also get a file dashboard.dart, and in here I'm just gonna copy the main code because I don't know how to write syntax. Remove main because I don't think we can use that. We're gonna call this thing bento box. Let's return container. In this container I'm gonna just give it a height of 100 and color I'm gonna give colors dot red. Now if we copy this name and call it main page, let's just go home. What was the name? Bento. Let's paste the name actually. Quick fix import. Let's go. Okay, oh, we already have this, so we can remove this guy and paste this guy. Let's just save it and let's just hope it works. Okay, so it didn't work. Let's go back. What was the issue? Container is the issue. Okay, we got it. Currently this bento box is acting as a bento grid. It is filling up the whole screen, which we don't want. So we're gonna copy this class and paste it, and we're gonna call this grid. We can save this and we can copy this grid to our main, save it, and let's come back here. This time we don't want to return container, we want to return this bento box. You will get what I'm trying to say. So we're gonna return first of all column. We're gonna create a column and let's go with children row. Let's call it children. In the children we're gonna first of all call expanded. The reason why we are using expanded is so that this bento box takes only space that is available to it. We are not restraining the height and width of this bento box, which can lead to it being buggy and overlapping and stuff. That's why we are using expanded, and the child will be our bento box. If we save it, you see the bento box is here. Let's just copy from here to here. Let's comma paste. Here I'm gonna use size box height 20. Save it. Width 20. It created a gap, but this gap is equally divided, so we can also use flex. I'm gonna use 2. Save it. Now this is taking double the space. Yes, I think the row 1 is complete. Just copy this whole thing and paste it again, but this time let's just remove flex box entirely. Copy this, paste this. No, actually let's copy both of this and paste it here. Let's save it. Nice, but we also need a size box height 20. Nice, we can keep doing it and fill the whole screen, but let's also work on the box now. So instead of directly getting the color, we're gonna use decorator. Box decorator. Let's first of all play with border radius circular. Let's go 20 and it blacked out the screen. I think we forgot to add color, and colors dot, let's use amber. Nice, we can keep building this thing. I can add another row, but this time let's remove the middle one again, so we can keep doing it. You know, let's rename this guy to bento grid, and we're gonna copy paste it again. This time we're gonna name it bento box, and in the bento box we're gonna remove everything that is related to bento grid, and in the bento grid we're gonna remove everything from bento box. But this will give error for these bento boxes, but we can fix it by quickly importing the bento box. We have two different files, so it's better for organizing stuff. Now in the bento box we can edit the individual boxes, and in the bento grid we can edit the whole. Now you see these bento boxes will have images over them, but currently I don't want to deal with images because you need to edit one of these two files that I don't really want to do. So let's just add labels here. So let's just add a child column. Now in this column we can add text and example. This will add this example text everywhere. Okay, why is there no text here? Maybe we just add style, text style, colors dot black. Still not working. You know what, instead of text let's add icon dot star, maybe colors dot white. Oh, I needed to save the main. Now we have the star as well as the text, which is fun, which just means everything is working. It's overlapping and it's buggy and everything is a little bit messed up, but we can go with font family, font not, let's not for font family, let's go font weight bold, and font size let's go 16. Nice. Now we can make this string a label, which is gonna be a a final string label. Let's copy this guy, paste it here, and just add a field here. Let's save it. So what I basically did is, now this label or the text here is dynamic and we can set it in bento grid. Here you can see a new parameter label is required. So if we come here and if we quickly add that parameter and we can call it box1, come here, quickly call it box2. There has to be a better way to do this, but let's just do it. I'm doing it for you guys, so you guys can also subscribe to the channel. See, every single name has been dynamically changed. You can make the icons also dynamic, so let's just okay, so ABC and star and circle. Let's make this thing center. Let's go main axis dot center. Nice.
This was the building block of bento grid. From there I just added icons, I added labels, made all these bento boxes have different properties like colors as well as support for images, and kept on grinding. At the end we had this. Honestly, this is a failure. I wanted each of these buttons to have its own personality, its own characteristics. Like character button will have something that tells you that it's a director button without an image of a director. The button should speak to you. That was my original idea, which failed, which is sad because dashboard is the first thing that we will see. We for sure have to come back to it and improve it by at least 100x. For now this will work. Every time I open this app it will be sad, but it will do. I can't really complain because I have also added some features that I like. For example, I can lock these buttons, I can hide these buttons. Yeah, that's it. This is sad. Yeah, this is sad. Now that we have a dashboard, we can actually put some content in it. And for movies, I'm going to use TMDB. It's a free database. It has a solid API. And I want to clear one thing. I don't want to show movies by genres. I feel that's super lazy. A genre can have a bad movie, good movie. Like, it's not a reliable way to find good movies. It's a good way to find related movie, but that's lazy and boring. My actual way of finding good movies has always been finding one great artist and following all his contents. It can be direct, it can be writer, it can be actors, or even movie studios like A24 or yes, right. I also like movies that are based on novels. Now in movies case, director is the person that is most involved, so good director is guaranteed good movies. in 90% of the cases. Like if the tree is good, then fruit is gonna be decent. So first I'm gonna work on director section, but in India there is craze about actors also. People worship them. So I will also work on actor sections. It will be complicated on back end side because I think I have to create use cases so I can use one screen for both actor and director. But that's a problem for future me. Currently I'm just gonna hard code one director. I'm talking too much. Let's get this API working. TMDB is extremely easy. It gives you a base URL and then you describe what you want. Currently we want director, so we put /person. If we want movies, we can put /movies. Then that person's ID or movie's ID. I'm gonna hard code it for David Fincher because he's a great actor and have least amount of movies. After the ID, you just put !API_key is equal to your API key, and then voila, you get this JSON file. Currently it has all the movies where David Fincher has been attached, so anything like producers, actors, or anything, but we want only director, so we need to filter it.
This does not complete the API. There is a still repo layer and a domain layer and then a repo layer again. All of those clean architecture stuff, but they are not the story here. They do not matter. The story is this. We need a screen where you pick a director or an actor and then the app will fetch all of their movies. Functionally, it is just a list where you tap something and something happens. But I don't know why I keep coming back to this image of fridge magnets. All of these magnets overlap each other. They are scattered. They take as much space as they want. There is some sort of freedom there, and I want that in my app. So I decided to replicate that. A standard grid would have worked. It would have been faster to build, easier to maintain, and honestly fine. But fine is not the point of this app now. So instead of position coming from a layout engine, every single cutout has manually defined position and a rotation angle and a specific size. Okay, basically what I'm saying is I have placed them one by one. That decision made everything harder, and honestly this is the very thing that they teach you not to do in UI design, because the app is not going to be responsive. But who cares? I do care, but current me is enjoying this. I don't want to focus on it right now. But what is so difficult about it? The main difficulty comes from images overlapping each other. If you click on an image but some other skin pops up because that image is in the foreground and basically have a boundary that you can't really see. It is transparent, but that's not the only difficult part. I wanted all of these images to have a white border to make it look like a cutout of magazine or something. And obviously I can do this in Photoshop, but that way I will not be able to animate those boundaries, which is a deal breaker obviously. So how do I make it in Flutter? Well, my first instinct was obviously Flutter would have some sort of widget that does this for me. Guess what? There was none. Obvious solution to this is just make a duplicate of the silhouette and place it behind the image, scale it up, offset it, and done. But this doesn't really work. Here I had to take a decision, and I took it. Before I tell you that decision, I want all of your developer minds to shut down right now, because this is optimization hazard. This is hell for optimization freaks. The way I fixed it was by creating multiple copies of it, 16 to be precise. Okay, just hear me out, and offsetting them, giving them different angles. Yes, in future if I have 20 directors, then that will mean there are more than 300 copies. Anyways, now we just apply a color filter and replace all these visible pixels. Voila, you have a solid outcome. Obviously this is not the solution. I was just playing around and this just worked and I just implemented it. I'm pretty sure creating a SVG or using some vector art will work far better than this. The reason why we need this is because all of these are images and most people don't know these directors. They are behind the scene guys. So how do you find out their names? You find it out by selecting them. And how do you know you have selected them? This outline will change color. So if you want to check the director's name, just hold the image and it will show you the name. So let me redefine the problem. The way traditional Flutter interaction works is you have these geometrical shapes like that you can use to interact. But to make these weird shapes interactable, you need something that intercepts the Flutter's default logic. That's not the only problem. There is also a problem of space. Like an image can be 500 by 500 pixels and your screen is like 300 pixels and that image is scaled down. That makes things more complicated. So we need something
that helps. This one is fixable. Basically, when a tab comes in, instead of checking for the bounding box, we need to take that screen tab and translate it into percentage and map it to the exact XY pixels of the original image, and this fixes this coordination spaces. The transparent part. Well, I have tackled these kind of problems for a while now. I'm a video editor, so I know how to fix them. You need the help of alpha chart, RGBA, that alpha chart, that fourth byte. So after fixing the coordination space, we look for that precise pixel in the raw bit data and read the fourth bit, aka the alpha chart. And if alpha is above 50, then it's a solid pixel and we register that. And if it's below 50, then it's transparent, so the tab falls right through. I know when I say it doesn't look complicated, but for me it was extremely complicated because you need to understand that you have to do this in like a render object. It can't be done at a widget level. Honestly, I'm really proud of it, okay, because I don't know why. I knew I can fix it. I knew what to do, how to do, but Flutter isn't my thing. I don't know Flutter that much, so it was exciting for me. I'm not gonna say I had a plan or something. I'm so proud of it that I literally named the start file Babul hit widget. Yeah, which basically means every single tab means I'm getting hit. This is a real working feature. You pick a director and you watch their movies, all of them. Doesn't matter if it's not your genre, doesn't matter if the reviews are bad. You trust the director and watch it. There have been multiple times when I don't want to watch something. For example, the movie Mother. That movie was hated by a lot of people, but I knew that director Darren makes great movies and I trusted it. And what can I say? That was something, that movie was unreviewable. And this is the philosophy of this feature. You trust the artist. In future, I will add actors, studios. There will be multiple sections here. But here is the thing. This screen isn't the whole app. Remember the bento grid, the dashboard? This is the first tile of it. The second tile will have different way of finding movies. And I'm working on it. If you want to watch the second tile, make sure you subscribe to the channel. At least 300 subscribers. And also comment below your favorite actor, director that I can add to this app. देखने के लिए धन्यवाद.